All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1039, White case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Mrs. White, what brings you here today?
Well, Judge Vonda, nice to see you again. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Nice to see you too. And it's interesting to see you sitting on this side.
Yes, well.
With Mr. White?
Yes, Damien is here today. He's finally back from building that bridge.
Right, but it's interesting that you're here making a request because the last time you were here, his ex-wife was making a request for child support and you gave her such a hard time.
Well, you know, back then I was so blinded by love and a bunch of other things.
Buckle up. This one's a wild ride. Mrs. White, once blinded by love, now finds herself standing in front of Judge Vonderby, pleading for child support. But here's the twist. This is the same woman who used to drag her husband's ex-wife through the mud for doing the exact same thing. Oh yes, karma is definitely doing its thing today. Meanwhile, Mr. White, aka I build bridges in Italy, is strolling in like his untouchable. But spoiler alert, no bridge is strong enough to hold up in this courtroom. With tuition hitting $5,000 a year per child and health insurance costing another $500, the real price comes when Judge Vonda drops a number that makes Mr. White sit straight up. So who's really supporting these kids? And did Mrs. White just sabotage her own image trying to play the perfect ex? On paper, this case looks simple. But the emotional fallout? Oh, it's absolutely chef's kiss. Let's get into it.
Dollar signs.
Yes, I believe that I have definitely learned my lesson and karma has definitely come around.
Okay, well you said it. But continue. What brings you here?
So I would like to request child support for our two beautiful children.
Okay.
I cannot send them to school on my own. I don't want to pull them out. You know, they have their friends and they're doing so well, and I would hate to make them change schools.
Okay. And you said that you're paying tuition?
Yes.
Are you paying it or is Mr. White paying it?
Well, when we were together, we were paying it. But, you know, now that I have to find a new job and to subsequent the money that I no longer have coming in, I need his help.
Okay. All right. And how much is tuition?
Tuition is about $5,000 a year per child.
Okay. Per year?
Yes.
Okay. This better be a pretty great school.
Yeah. It's connected to Yale and Harvard.
Did y'all catch that moment? Mrs. White straight up admitted she used to judge the ex-wife for asking for help, and now she's standing in the exact same spot. That right there? That's what we call a full circle slap from the universe. It's wild how fast people switch up when the roles reverse. But Judge Vonda? Oh, she clocked that hypocrisy immediately. She saw right through the performance from the jump.
Interesting. So, how was the bridge? Because you definitely didn't show up for court the last time.
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm guessing everything went well.
I'm a civil engineer, Your Honor, and I was in Italy for a conference, not the building of the Bridge of Gibraltar.
Oh, okay.
You must have lied to me.
Well, she didn't know.
Apparently didn't know that there's a large step up from being housewife to employed.
Oh. I caught that. Continue.
So I'm currently paying the insurance for our children.
Okay, and how much is that?
$500?
$500, okay. And that's for both children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Continue.
Now, I don't understand exactly why my loving wife would think that in combination that we are paying for our children, considering I'm the only one that works. And quite frankly, she does not.
Okay.
And only spends.
That's not
Okay.
true.
Hold up. She said the school is connected to Yale and Harvard? Girl, what kind of brochure were you reading? Tuition's $5,000 per kid and suddenly we're talking Ivy League vibes? This might be the most elite humble brag ever dropped in Judge Vonda's courtroom. But let's be real, Judge Vonda is not impressed, and neither are we. For that kind of claim, the tuition better come with a fast track to the Supreme Court and a personal handshake from Ruth Bader Ginsburg's ghost.
He's speaking. Okay. So, you guys are going through a divorce. She now is getting ready to work because she's not working yet, right?
From what I'm told, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. And this tuition, is it accurate what she said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That's a pretty expensive school, but I mean, if, you know, it has its affiliations, I definitely understand. $500 for health insurance, and how many other children do you have?
Just the one other with my ex-wife.
Okay. And then you all have 2 together. All right. And I do have your child support amount. Giving you credit for the health insurance as well as credit for your other children. Your child support amount.
Mr. White's tone just took a hard left into Petterville. He really sat there and said he's the only one working while Mrs. White just spins. Brew, this is family court, not a roast session at the barbershop. But the real moment? When Judge Vonda steps in and tells Mrs. White to let him speak, that's not just courtroom etiquette. That's her basically saying, go ahead, let the clown finish his act. She's letting him dig that hole nice and deep, right before she drops the legal hammer and hits him with a reality check he didn't see coming.
Okay, now let me explain to you how that affects you. You're definitely going to have to get a job.
Oh, I do have a job.
Well, you're definitely going to have to continue working that job, because if you notice, his child support is only about close to $1,400. You said tuition is about $5,000 a year per child.
Right.
So after he pays child support, he does not have to give you anything extra. You understand that?
Oh, I completely understand.
And you understand that you will be covering the difference.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Boom. There it is, $1,391 a month in child support. And just like that, Judge Vonda lays it out plain and simple. After that payment, he owes nothing more. This is the legal line so many people miss. Child support isn't a blank check for luxury. It's there to cover the basics. Food, shelter, healthcare, education essentials. Want your kids in elite, Ivy-adjacent schools? Cool. But guess what? You're covering the difference. And the way Judge Vonda delivered it? Calm, clear, cutthroat. All with that signature dose of respectful courtroom grace.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Is there anything further? Sounds pretty straightforward to me.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further?
Can I just let you know that I do have a legitimate job, okay? Like, I have my own hair care business. It's starting
I
up.
thought that was a question for me. Are you talking to him?
Well, I'm just letting both of you know that I do have a legitimate job.
Okay,
you
great.
know, and it's doing pretty
Congratulations.
well.
That is wonderful. Anything further?
And just like that, it's settled. Judge Vonda orders Mr. White to pay $1,391 a month and keep the kids on his insurance. Simple. Fair. No extra fluff. But let's not skip over the bigger picture here. The same woman who once clowned another mother for needing support just walked into the exact same courtroom asking for the exact same help. That's not just irony. That's life coming full circle with a front row seat for everyone to witness. This case wasn't messy, but it was poetic. If you found yourself yelling, "Karma's real," at your screen, you're not alone. Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more real courtroom chaos, only on Truth.